Welcome everyone to the Society of Thoracic Surgeons Congenital Heart Surgery Database User Group call. Today is Tuesday, August the 10th, 2021, better known as Taco Tuesday. So I hope you guys are having a great start to the week. Thank you everyone for joining us today. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, our user group call. The agenda for today, on the call we have from STS, we have myself, Carol Crone, we have Emily Conrad, Addie Dolan. We also have from, I think that's it from the STS side. From our surgeon leadership, so we've got Dr. Jacobs and Dr. Meyer joining us today. From our core group side, we've got Chastity, we've got Leslie. And then from our IQVIA team members, we have our usual suspects. We have Melanie, Anna, Jean, Joe, and Steve. So thank you everyone for joining me today. Just a quick cover of the agenda. Again, just going to touch on a couple of STS updates. I don't have a lot of information for you guys, new information, and then IQVIA is going to provide a brief update, and then we'll turn things over to you all for your user feedback. If you have any questions for STS or IQVIA, we can answer those. If you have a specific question for IQVIA, please be sure to include that ticket number, and you can go ahead and put that in the Q&A. If you have your ticket number, and that way Jean and her team can actually go ahead and start looking into your specific question if you have that ticket number handy, see if they can give you an update on that. Again, if you have any questions and questions, please feel free to put those in the Q&A. Use the Q&A function. If you would prefer to speak or you need to clarify your questions, please feel free to use that raise hand option and make sure your microphone's enabled, and we'll get you unmuted and happy to have you speak to the group instead of just typing in your questions. So let's go ahead and get started. For our STS updates today, the August training manual is posted and is out available on the STS website for you for your review. If you have any questions, please just let us know. The big hot topic, let's go ahead and talk about the 2020 harvest analysis update. That data, as you all are aware, is not available yet. We were hoping to have that data available for you in July, but unfortunately we are still undergoing some UAT testing by the STS team. So that data is expected to be released late summer of this year. Again, STS is currently doing our UAT testing, and then our next step is once we are completed with that, and we expect this to happen within the next week and a half, we'll turn things over. We'll start looping in our core group and our data manager UATers, our user acceptance testing, so they can go in and test the dashboards. We want to make sure this information is accurate for you all before it gets released. So again, we are in the middle of testing every single day, and just know that we are working very hard to get this information ready and available for you all. So once the data, the dashboards are ready, you all will be notified by STS when the data is available within the IQVIA platform. So there will be communications going out to you when that data is available and ready for access and review. Okay. The 2021 harvest update, obviously, that close is has direct, impact upon what happens with the release of the 2020 analysis. As of right now, obviously, we do not have that spring 2021 harvest close date. We do encourage you to continue submitting your data using the continuous submission process. Again, please continue to work through and clean your data, get that data submitted to IQVIA. Just know that obviously participants will have ample time to review these 2020 analysis when the data is released, and harvest close date will be set, accordingly to give you guys ample time to review and clean up and resubmit any data as needed. And again, the spring 2021 harvest, does include procedures up through 12/31/2020. There will be more information. I know I've gotten questions, we're already in August. This 2021 harvest will be a topic of discussion for our task force call at the end of the month. So STS and the task force members will be discussing the 2021 harvest, the spring harvest close date, a possible fall harvest, where things stand, how the 2021 harvest is going to how the process is going to look. So again, we'll have more discussions with the task force towards the end of the month. So I'll have more information for you on our September calls on the plan and process for the 2021 harvest moving forward. So, but in the meantime, we do encourage you to please continue to clean up your data and submit your data so you are ready when the harvest, when those decisions are made and that information comes out. So again, continue to work on that submission, and we'll have more information about the 2021 harvest close periods next month after we have our task force call at the end of August, here at the end of this month. Data version 6.22 upgrade update. Again, go live is scheduled for July 1 of 2022. We are incorporating the adults with congenital heart disease component. And again, for those of you that may not be new or have not heard about this as of yet, this will be for the adults with congenital heart disease components. We'll be collecting this extra data for patients over the age of 18 only, 18 and over only. We are adding a select variables from the adult cardiac and working very closely with our surgeon leaders, Dr. Jen Nelson and her team, and Dr. Scholl. Everyone has been working closely to get these adult cardiac variables incorporated. This is a lot of work, a lot of brain power, and a lot of time and effort is going into this. Right now, Carol is in the process of adding all of these adult cardiac variables into the data collection form. And again, this is taking a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of brain power. We're working again with Drs. Subramanian, Dr. Nelson, and the team to make sure we're getting taking our time and thoughtfully adding this information into the database, into the data collection form, make sure we're not double capturing information. But again, just wanted to give you guys some sort of an idea of where we are with this. Again, Carol and the team, we're all working very hard to get this information implemented. With that being said, we are going to be having weekly webinars when the 6.22 upgrade is ready. Once we get all of this data collection information added and everything is ready to be reviewed, we will be having weekly webinars. We are scheduled to begin this information actually in the winter of this year. We had initially said September, but again, this is a lot of effort and a lot of work is going into this. So we are still incorporating all of that information and taking our time and making sure we're getting it right. So we will be doing the upgrade webinars starting in the winter. So, and again, we'll be doing a walkthrough of that form, going line by line through every single variable, changes from the 341 over to 622. So we will be touching on every single variable and walking through that data collection form line by line. All of those webinars will be recorded and posted out on the STS webinars page. So if you're not able to make one of those calls, just please know that they will be recorded and you will be able to go back out and review those webinars as they will be recorded. Also, we will have the new and improved training manual for 6.22. Again, if you have any suggestions, please feel free to email those to me at ljones@sts.org. Chastity, Carol, and I, and the core group will be working hard on this new and improved training manual. So again, we welcome your feedback and your suggestions. We're super excited about it to get a new training manual out there and to get one that is a lot more user-friendly for you all. So again, please continue to share your thoughts and ideas with us. We greatly appreciate those. As you all aware, 2021 AQO is coming up. AQO, for those that don't know, it's Advances in Quality and Outcomes. It's a data managers meeting. It is your meeting strictly for our data managers. This meeting will be virtual again this year. The dates are October 12th through October 15th, with Friday, October 15th being the day dedicated for our congenital database. I just took a couple of screenshots here from the STS website, so just know you can go out and view the preliminary agenda. You can click on this button here and it'll take you to, again, a preliminary agenda. Just to give you an idea, we have our ever so popular What Data Managers Want to Know panel. We're having Dr. Subramanian is giving a talk on the 6.22 upgrade. That'll be highly encourage everyone to attend that. That'll be a lot of information in that session. We're having a session on DORV. What other sessions? it's going to be a great agenda. I really encourage you guys just go take a quick glance and view that preliminary agenda. If you have any questions that you would like to be addressed by our panel for the What Data Managers Want to Know session, please feel free to email me those questions. I think if I set a deadline maybe by September 15th. If you have any questions, if you're not too keen on, asking the question during the session, if you want to go ahead and submit a question, again, just send that to me, ljones@sts.org, and then I can share that with the panel and we can discuss and have that response for you during our AQO session. Also, I've included the pricing information here. As you all are aware, we have free registration for all of our data managers, but in order to receive that free registration, you must be associated with an active participant in our database and must hold one of these roles listed here. So again, in order to receive that free registration, you must be associated with an active participant and hold one of the roles listed here. If you have any questions about AQO, if you have pricing questions or registration questions, please reach out to Amy Kasich. And I think Emily or Carol can probably I think there is a link actually out on our webpage here to contact Amy if you have questions regarding registration, and if you have questions about content or anything, you can also reach out to Emily, and Emily can assist you with any questions related to content. Obviously, there will also be CEUs this year. So again, information regarding that is also available out on the STS website. That's all that I have from the STS perspective. If you, actually right now I'm going to turn things over to Joe and his team for our IQVIA update. Joe?
Great, thanks so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Just a few things to cover today. We did a update it wasn't last weekend, was it? On the 31st, 2 weekends ago. So the following items are already in place, and you should already be seeing these effects, starting with the missing variable report, STS 6211. The missing variable report was showing the prothrombin complex concentrate for dose 3 variable as missing in the report, even though the field is not active on the case form. That should now be resolved. STS 6343, the MVR has been updated so that it recognizes the missing selection for mortality status at database discharge as a missing variable, in addition to the previous functionality, which only flagged it as missing if no response was selected. STS 6427, the on-demand version variable has been updated so that it no longer is flagged as missing on the missing variable report. And 6340, the 2 in brackets indication has been removed from the MT365 stat variable as it was not intended to be included there. There's one more on the next slide. STS 6325, updates were made so that the exception rules are being properly applied to the primary procedure logic. And that is everything we had to cover today. We are working on getting a list of known issues ready to discuss for a future webinar. The current list of known issues and enhancements is available for you in the library. So if you want to take a look at known issues, there should be a spreadsheet posted there for you to access and review. And as usual, if you did submit a ticket and you want more information, please feel free to reach out, respond to the ticket and ask for an update, or send us an email and we can look into that for you. And I think that's all for me.
Great, thank you, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to finish up with our ending slides. You all are very familiar with it. Please include your participant ID number when reaching out to STS or IQVIA. It's very helpful for us. And again, here's the phone contact as well as the email contact for STS and for IQVIA tech support. Resources, again, list of resources available to you out on the STS website. STS National Database Feedback Form, webinar information, FAQs, support document, all of that information can be found out on the STS website. My contact information, if you need to reach me directly, feel free to email me, ljones@sts.org, or feel free to give me a call. Here's my direct line. If you have any database operational questions, specifically your contact information, you're needing a list of who all is associated with your site, contacts associated with your site. If you have any participant contract questions, anything access to the IQVIA platform, any types of questions there, please feel free to email us at stsdd@sts.org. And as always, if you're not sure exactly which mailbox you need to contact, just reach out to me directly. I can get you in touch with the appropriate staff. So I'm happy to assist in any way. Mark your calendars, our upcoming webinars. Our next monthly webinar is August the 17th at 12 p.m. Central. And Chastity is working on the education topic for that webinar. I think Chastity's on our call. Chastity, did you want to share your topic idea that you're looking at possibly for our monthly webinar?
Yes, as a
okay,
kind of a backup to what we did in July, which was about the mortality fields and how they're analyzed and what goes on in the database with that. I'm following it up with this time looking at the episode of care. And so I think it was a nice follow-up to last month. So episode of care, and then a few things that are going to be incorporated into the training manual closer to the time that version 6.22 rolls out next year. But just so we're getting a little bit ahead and looking at what changes that we are going to make, and to make the training manual more searchable, I guess, for everybody would probably be the best way to describe it. So those are my two topics. Again, for those of you who have emailed me and said, here are some great ideas for topics, please continue to share. Thank you to those of you who already have. It really helps me guide what I think people want to hear or what they need to hear. So again, feel free to send me an email or call me, whatever it takes to get me some ideas, and we'll keep going from there.
Great. Thanks, Chastity. I appreciate it. You're doing a great job. So thank you so much for that. Our next user group call is scheduled for September 7th at 12 p.m. Central Time. And again, this was originally when I'd mentioned 0.22 upgrade calls, our weekly upgrade calls on the 7th. But again, we are still working on incorporating those adult cardiac variables, making sure we are taking our time and getting that correct, and working with the surgeon leaders and reviewing that information. We need to get that finalized and approved with the task force and our surgeon leaders before we start educating. So again, we're going to push those calls back to the 6.22 upgrade calls to beginning this winter. So more information about that is to come. So we'll resume with our next user group call on September 7th at 12 p.m. Central Time. Next, we're just going to turn things over to you all for our open discussion. Again, please use the Q&A function for your questions. If you would like, you can also use the raise hand function. If you don't want to type in your question, just use the raise hand function. We'll unmute you and you can ask your question live and in person. So with that, I don't have any other information to share at this time. So I think we can start tackling some questions from the group. All right, let's see, we have a question. So far, I only have one question in here. Any updates on harvest and the 2020 spring fall outcome report? So yes, Liz, I covered that. I know I covered that like super early on and right at the beginning. So for those that joined late, I'm sure did not hear. So just to review the 2020 harvest analysis, it is expected to be released late this summer. Obviously, we were hoping to get that data, have that dashboard available for you in July. But we are still currently UAT testing, user acceptance testing by the STS, so we are still testing those dashboards. That's our next step is hopefully within the next week and a half, we'll be opening up that UAT testing to our core group and our data managers that were initially involved in the beta testing. So that will be coming within the next week and a half. Once that UAT testing is completed, then we will be rolling out the 2020 harvest analysis to the participants. So it is looking like, again, a late summer release for that information. I can't give you an exact date right now because I don't know. It depends on how this UAT testing continues to go. So that, again, that information we are shooting for late summer. You all will be notified when that data is available. You'll be getting a notification from STS. So we will be notifying you when that information is available. So I can say it's not going to, look like we won't have data available to you all by the end of this month. So again, we are looking for a late summer release. So sometime, like I said, I can't give an exact date. I'm hoping sometime September. So again, more information to come, and we'll be able to continue to update you on our user group calls and our monthly webinars as we continue to progress through this UAT testing. Krista. Oh, you're welcome, Liz. Since it's almost the fall harvest date 9/3, will this be a combined harvest, or is the fall harvest being pushed back and the spring harvest alone done first? So this is something that we are going to be discussing on our task force call at the end of this month. So I don't have any definitive solid plan that has been approved by the task force as of yet. Again, we will be discussing that at the end of this month. So next month on our September calls, I will be able to give you all information on the plan and what the task force decides on how we're going to handle the 2021 harvest due to, we're still working to get these 2020 harvest data out to you all. So again, we don't have a definitive plan yet that hasn't been approved by the task force, so we will be discussing that at the end of this month on our call, and more information will be provided to you all on our September calls once I have more information. So that will be coming soon. Okay, let's see. Thank you. Let's see. I am new to this role as a data quality manager. I'm looking for a mentor. I filled out the form on your website. So thank you for doing that. Addie Dolan is responsible for our mentorship program. I think Addie is on the call, and I'm sure Addie has your form, your information, and she will be working to get you set up with a mentor. If you want to reach out to Addie directly, you can email her at adolan@sts.org, and I can put her contact information in the chat box. And she is again at adolan@sts.org. Well, actually, I think I just put that to the host and the panelists. If sorry about that. Let me send that adolan@sts.org. Let's try that again. There we go. I'll put it out there to everyone so everyone can see that now. So while we're waiting for more questions to come in, for anyone that may not be familiar with the STS website, I just wanted to show you where to go out on the STS website for information regarding AQO. So let me pull over the screen. Becky, I'm having trouble registering for the AQO. It wants me to pay before completing the registration. Becky, if you could reach out to Amy. Here, let me go here. So from the STS website.
Can I add a comment about this?
Oh, sure, Emily, go ahead.
So when registering, what you need to do is you need to register with your existing credentials. So the credentials that you had to have logged in with to register for AQO in the past. So what happens is we have like a free AQO code that's already in the system. But if you are trying to log in with like a new email address or creating a new account, it's not going to pick up on that code in the background. So if you need your login information, I suggest emailing myself or Amy, and we'll get you that information. So, and then if you need to check if you are a backup data manager or primary or whatnot, and that you do have a role in the database, then we can do that as well. And you can contact, again, myself, Amy, or Addie. So we'll get you going with that. And what if anyone has not registered AQO before this? Heather, if you want to just contact me, Emily Conrad, we'll get you set up, all right? Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Heather probably has some additional staff members or new people that she's added. So those new people that are added,
perfect. Yep, we'll get you set up. Just contact myself or Addie. Yep. Thanks.
Oh no, thank you, Emily. Thank you very much for that information. That's very helpful. I just wanted to share with everyone, if you're not familiar with the STS website or not sure where to go. So for for the AQO information for registries, click on the STS National Database homepage. And if you scroll down, it's located in different, a couple of different places on the website. But if you scroll down under important resources and you click, go down to advances in quality outcomes, the data managers meeting, this will take you to the web page. And again, here's all the information that you need. You can click here to view the preliminary agenda, add a calendar reminder, and let's see, if you scroll all the way down, you can register now here with this button here. And then here's a link to our STS participant contact form if you are not currently listed as a contact for the STS. In order to get that free register, to be eligible for free registration, you would need to, your primary data and file contact would need to complete a participant contact form to add any new persons, any new data managers or, to your site. And again, if you have questions, registration, you can click here to contact Amy. And as Emily stated, if you need to reach Emily, you can click here to send an email to Emily Conrad for questions regarding that education or registration or your database contact. So again, please feel free to reach out to either Emily or Amy. All right. Is there anything else that I've missed? I don't see any additional questions coming in. Carol, is there anything that you wanted to touch on maybe that I have missed, or Dr. Meyer, Dr. Jacobs? Really super excited about AQO this year.
Yeah, I think you did a great job. I don't have anything to add.
Okay. And
I know
Emily did
hard on the, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Carol's putting a lot of brain power into this, adding these adult cardiac sections. So send her all your positive vibes.
And omega.
Also, and omegas, yeah, absolutely. Also, just a update. I just want to give you guys a heads up. Emily said when AQO registration update, she said we've had almost about 500 people register for AQO already. So that's super exciting. So again, get that registration in, and we are looking forward to hopefully our biggest AQO ever. So we're super excited about it. All right. I don't see any additional questions coming in. Dr. Meyer, did you have anything you wanted to add, or anyone else? Dr. Jacobs?
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
Okay. All right, everyone. Well, I definitely want to be respectful of your time. If you have any questions after this webinar or unclear about anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Again, here is my email address and my direct number. Again, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to assist in any way. Thank you, everyone, for joining today and helping with the call. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of the week, and we will see you on our monthly webinar. We look forward to Chastity's education. So thanks, everyone.
Great job, Leanne.
All have a great day. Thanks, Dr. Jacobs.
Thank you.
Thanks, Activia team, STS team. We appreciate it.
Good job, Leanne. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.